Protozoans, right? Yeah. And I think in protozoans, we have started with flagellated protozoa, but we just have started with flagellated protozoa.
So we finished all 4.
Did we did? Are we done with flagellated protozoa?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we did it. So we were supposed to start with like the second protozoa, and that was the amoeboid protozoa.
No, sir, we finished. You have to start with fungi.
We have to.
Start with fungi.
Did we completed all protozoans, sporozoans,
Yes, sir. Yes.
amoeboid protozoa, sporozoans, and ciliated protozoa?
Yes, sir. We completed.
Check once. Check once. I doubt. I think I have like we have done with only and only that is flagellated protozoa, and we are left with I think amoeboid protozoa, sporozoid protozoa, and ciliated protozoa.
No, sir. We have completed.
We have completed.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
sir, you can give us no problem. You can give us the protozoa again.
So we completed protozoa. Okay.
Yes, protozoans also we completed in Protista. Yeah.
Okay. Great.
We have given flagellated and ciliated the four types of protozoans.
Fine, fine. So we have to start with fungi. Okay, great. So let's start with the fungi before starting the classification. Look, I want to tell you one more important thing, that the way the classification have been given in your NCERT, and in fact that is also not perfect and it's not complete. In fact, the same way we'll do the fungi as well in the same way like we did in this one Protista. So like we divided Protista in the 3 part on the basis of their nutrition, and then again we subdivided Protista. In the same way we are going to do with the fungi. So before starting to fungi, first we would like to go with the general characteristic of fungi. And in fact, before starting the general characteristic, I want to tell you something. Listen carefully, please. So in fungi, so third kingdom is fungi. So third kingdom, fungi. So what is the most important thing in fungi? Look, in case of fungi, the most important thing is like for your medical examination. So for your medical examination, the most important thing is that is asexual. We have 2, 3, and 4 kingdom classification. Yeah, Samara. I know that. So 2 and 4, 2, 3, and 4 kingdom classification. Okay. Just give me one second. Yes, I asked you to remind me. This is good. Samara, do one thing, and even I think we have to. We were supposed to do the virus as well. We haven't done that. Is it? Is that? Are we done with viruses, or we have to do it also?
Sir, we have done.
We have done viruses.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we have done viruses. Fine. We have done viruses, and even. And what about the lichens? Lichens. Are we done with that as well? Lichen? No. No. Okay. So at the end of classification system, I will tell you 2 kingdom, 3 kingdom, and 4 kingdom, and lichen as well, right? And as you have told me that we are done with this one viruses, so we are not going to do virus again. So we'll do that. And before in this chapter, we'll do the fungi, and Plantae and Animalia. We'll start with the next chapter, right? Okay. So in kingdom fungi, what I was going to tell you, the most important thing is types of spore. Types of spore. Like they will ask you what are the binucleated spore, what are the conidiospore, what are the oidia, and all that. So types of spore. There are 2 kinds of spore: sexual, yes, as well as asexual. So we have to take care of both kind of spores. I'll tell you in detail. So these are the basically questions of your medical examination. They are the most important thing in complete fungi. And next, they also ask one more important, like example of fungi and disease caused by them, and diseases.
Sir, what's the spore?
Spores are like they are germinal seedling like structure. I'll tell you, they are seedling like structure. Like angiosperm and gymnosperm, they produce seed, and seed production starts from gymnosperm onward. So the plant like pteridophyta, like bryophyta, and even like fungus, and even like this algae, they do not have seed-like structure. So in place of seed-like structure, they have a spherical structure. We call those spherical structures spores. They spread here and there, and they germinate, and they give rise to new offspring or new plant. Right?
Sir, they're only in fungi?
They are also found in fungi. They are also found in plants. So in
Okay.
case of plant, they are found in algae, bryo, and pterido. But in case of fungi, they are also found. Right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'll explain you. Then you'll come to know. Then fungi and disease. And sometime they also ask their general characteristics. General characteristics. Right. So this is the sequence of importance for your medical examination. So let's start with the fungi. So what are the fungi? So when I started with the classification, I told you that the previously fungi used to be studied with the plant kingdom. Scientists used to think that both have the cell wall and almost both have the similar kind of the cell structure. Hence, these fungi are also a type of plant. After the detailed study, many scientists they came to know that fungal cells have a different kind of structure. Their cellular structure is different, their mode of nutrition is different, and their mode of reproduction is different. And then they came to know no, they do not belong to the plantae kingdom, or they do not belong to the family of plants. They are different organisms. And after that, they separated them and made a different kingdom that is called fungi. So let's understand what is the fungal cell. So fungi. Look, this is a fungal cell. It's not that much complex like the rest of the plant cell or rest of the animals. This is a fungal cell. So in case of fungal cell, they have nucleus. So they are eukaryotic cell. Then they have nucleus. Again, they have ribosomes, and ribosomes are ATS because the size of ribosome is ATS because they are a type of eukaryotic cell, right? They have mitochondria like other eukaryotic cell. They have some lipid inclusion. They are stored food. They have plasma membrane. Plasma membrane is made up of the same thing, that is universally plasma membrane is made up of two things: bilayer of lipid, plus protein. Here, when we studied bacteria, we came to know that the bacterial cell wall is made up of peptidoglycan. When we study about the plant, in plant the cell wall is made up of cellulose. But in case of fungi, it is made up of a type of substance. We call that substance chitin. So can any one of you tell what is the chitin? What kind of substance is chitin? Is it carbohydrate? Is it protein? Is it lipid? Is it something else? Or is it like cellulose? Samara?
Is it
Any idea? Cellulose. Samara? Any idea? Sakulla, cellulose?
Maybe
No
it's
idea.
lipid.
They're a type of
Lipid.
lipid. They are a type of complex carbohydrate. Complex carbohydrate means sugar. They are also sugar, right? So chitin is also sugar. Cellulose is also sugar. They all are sugar. They have endoplasmic reticulum and they also have protoplasm. So take the screenshot. This is a simple structure of a fungal cell.
Sir,
Yeah.
this endoplasmic reticulum, there is another type also, yeah?
Endoplasmic reticulum is a part of cell. It is found in eukaryotic cell. We'll study all these components in your chapter 9, the structure of cell.
Okay,
They are
sir.
organelle. They are sub organs of cells, sub organ of eukaryotic cell. Nucleus have what? DNA, and plus DNA is associated with histone protein.
Histone protein.
Note it down. Clear? Cellular structure.
Yes, sir.
So put the heading cellular structure of fungi. Cellular structure of fungi. First point. Fungal cell.
Sir, sorry,
First
wait.
point.
Sir, sorry, wait a minute. Wait, sir. Okay, sir. Start with what?
Yeah. Fungal cell. First point. Fungal cell. Fungal cell is a eukaryotic cell. Is a eukaryotic cell. Fungal cell is a eukaryotic cell. Hence, it have all organelle. Hence, it have all organelle like other eukaryotic cell.
It have
It
all
have
organ.
all organelle. It
Okay.
have all organelle like other eukaryotic cell. So mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, right? Plasma, and protoplasm, ribosome, they all are organelle. And jot it down one more component. So they also have some structure which look like plant. They also have vacuole.
They also have
Vacuole. Note it down in diagram only. They also have vacuole. Next point. The cell wall of fungi is made up of chitin. Cell wall of fungi is made up of chitin, which is a type of complex carbohydrate. Clear? Okay.
complex carbohydrate.
Right. They are a type of complex carbohydrate. Right?
Okay, sir.
Okay. Food reserve. Note it down. This is important. Food reserve in fungi. Is glycan and
Can you write food reserve?
food reserve in fungi is glycan.
What's food reserve, sir?
Food reserve means like in our body, food is, suppose that we eat. Look, try to understand me. We eat bread and all that. So we eat carbohydrate, we eat protein, we eat fat. So we eat all these kind of things. So some of these substances are utilized in our body for energy generation, and the extra amount of these substances, they get deposited inside our cell, either in form of glycogen or in form of oil and all these things. So these cell retain or store some food for future uses. So these are called food reserve. Got it, Sekula?
Okay, food reserve.
Food reserve means these are the cell which reserve food. Some part they use for energy generation, and some part they reserve inside their body. Got it?
Okay, sir.
So food reserve is
Glycogen.
glycogen and oil. Food reserve is glycogen and oil. So can you tell me what is glycogen?
Sir, it is glucose.
It's not actually glucose, it's a form of glucose. It's a dimer of glucose. This is a type of carbohydrate or sugar. Look, fungi store food in the form of glycogen, and even in human body, food is reserved in the form of glycogen. Whenever we eat extra sugar or whenever we eat extra carbohydrate, these carbohydrate goes to our blood in the form of glucose. Our body derive energy from this glucose, and the rest of glucose, it is converted into more complex sugar, which is called glycogen, and stored in our body in liver. So suppose that today morning you have taken meal, so that meal is converted into in form of sugar, and it get dissolved with your blood. But if there will be some extra sugar, you will be diabetic. So what will happen? A certain kind of sugar, a certain amount of sugar will be utilized by your body. And suppose that your body requirement is 100 gram of sugar, and you have taken the food, and the food was too tasty. So you have consumed 250 gram sugar. Now you require 100 gram sugar, but you have taken today morning 250 gram sugar. So what will happen with this extra 150 gram? Now inside your body, a special kind of the enzyme will be released by your pancreas, that will be insulin. What insulin will do, other than this 150 gram is extra sugar, it will convert this extra glucose into glycogen, and it will be stored in your liver. What happened? You were supposed to utilize this 100 gram sugar for whole day, but unfortunately, you started playing football in your school. When he started playing football in his school, that sugar which was supposed to be consumed in 6 hours, it consumed in 1 hour only. Now you will feel hungry, your body require more energy. So what will happen? Now the glycogen which is stored in your liver, it will again become in the form of glucose, and it will supply energy to you. So that's how occur in our body. So glycogen is food reserve in human body as well, and similarly the glycogen is also food reserve in the body of fungi. Clear?
So, sir, can we say that glycogen is a source of energy in our body?
Glycogen is
Source of energy.
for human.
Yes.
Glycogen is source of energy for us when we are hungry and we did not get food.
Okay.
So when you did not, suppose that we utilize that 100 gram of glucose, and now body is asking for, body always asks for fresh glucose. But I'm teaching you and you are studying, so neither you can take food nor I can take food. So what will happen? We'll deny our body that we are not supposed to supply you fresh glucose. So what body will do? Body will go to liver, and body will say, today morning I have given you extra 150 gram glucose. You have stored it in form of glycogen. Give it back to me. So the body will give it back to, liver will give it back to body, and it will be again converted into glucose, and it will fulfill our need. Right?
Means, sir, if I want to feel energy, I should stop eating more.
Yeah, you'll feel first few minutes you will feel hungry, and suppose that if you will not give food to your body, what will happen? After 10 or 20 minutes or 15 minutes, your hunger will disappear. So what happened?
What?
You haven't given it food. So how does it disappear? Actually, it got glycogen from your liver.
From liver, yeah.
That happens actually.
Okay.
Okay. And you says that my hunger died.
So, sir, if it's happening when insulin increasing, yeah.
Yeah, insulin control the blood sugar level in our body. Okay.
What if
We'll
the
discuss in
insulin
human
get
system.
increased, sir?
Sorry?
What if the insulin get decreased?
If insulin will decrease, we will become diabetic. Sugar will accumulate in our blood. It will start coming with our urine, and the person will become diabetic.
Means, sir, it will be bad thing.
It will be
Means it will be, it will cause,
diabetes.
yes, it will cause problems then.
Yeah, exactly. It's harmful. It's detrimental. Even a person can die. So, okay. I will discuss more in human physiology, right? Now, let me tell you how does fungus body work and what is the actually structural constitution of fungi. So fungi is made up of in the form of thread-like structure. You must have seen at your kitchen that if you put a bread or something older food for 2 or 3 days, after 4 or 5 days, you will feel there the bread is covered with these thread-like structure of fungi, and these thread-like structure, right? So this thread-like structure of fungi is called mycelia.
It will be like
Got
green
it?
particles, yeah. It will be on the surface of food, or on the surface of bread, green.
Exactly, the surface of bread. So you will see this network-like structure. We will call it mycelia. Every mycelia is made up of this single thread, and this single thread is called what? Hypha. Clear? Samaira,
Okay.
are you getting my point? Mycelia and hypha.
Yes, sir.
The thread-like network is called mycelia, and the single thread is called hypha. Okay. So hypha can be also called fungal cell. Look, if you will see mushroom, you must have eaten that. So if you'll see mushroom, so suppose that this is a mushroom, button mushroom. It's button mushroom. So this mushroom is not just solid or made up of cell. This mushroom is also made up of these thread-like structure and these thread-like structure. You will see these thread-like structure. You will feel these thread-like structure. So these thread-like structures are called what? Hypha. Here the hypha are loose, right? And here the hypha are compact, right? But all the fungi are made up of hypha. Clear?
Okay, sir.
Now the hypha may be of 3 types. Now listen to me very carefully. Whatever I am telling you, listen to me very carefully. And wherever you feel problem, let me know. So hypha is, look, hypha may be of 3 types. So first type of hypha, they are called aseptate. Aseptate. So aseptate hypha look like this one. This is a thread-like or pipe-like structure. Inside this thread or pipe-like structure, they have protoplasm. So protoplasm is filled inside this. So protoplasm is filled inside this. Their wall is made up of what? Their wall is made up of chitin. Okay. And inside this hypha, there are many nucleus. Many nucleus. So these are nucleus, number of nucleus. And this is protoplasm. This is cell wall. So this kind of mycelia, they are unicellular. But multinucleate. They have number of nucleus. Multinucleate. Even a hypha may have 200 or 300 nucleus. So this kind of hypha, like aseptate hypha, where septa is not present, this situation is called, we call this situation cenocytic condition. Cenocytic condition. Some of the people call it coinocytic, that is wrong pronunciation. This is called cenocytic condition. So what is cenocytic condition? Unicellular multinucleate condition is also termed as cenocytic condition. Is that clear to you?
Means it is happening rarely, yeah.
Yeah. Samaira, clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next. So second kind of hypha they are called septate hypha.
So we should write after you.
Yeah,
We should
Yes,
write
Akula?
after you. We should write after you.
yeah.
Okay.
After that, I'll explain you again. Okay. So what happens with the septate hypha? There are certain chambers. So after a cell, it have nucleus, protoplasm. There is a septa. Then again, nucleus, septa. So cell is divided by certain chambers, right? These chamber or these structure which divide, separate one nucleus from another, we call them septa. And this is nucleus. So what is this situation? This is multicellular and uninucleate hypha. Is that clear? So they have nucleus, they have protoplasm, they have everything. So hypha may be either septate or aseptate. There are third kind of hypha as well. Septate, aseptate, crystal clear? Both of you? There are third kind of hypha.
Sir, can you just go to the previous page? I want to write.
Yes.
Give me just a few minutes.
Noted?
I'm the last point, sir.
Okay.
Done, sir.
Done? Okay. So aseptate hypha, septate hypha, then third type of hypha. Third type of hypha, they are called partially septate. They are called partially septate. So in partially septate hypha, what happens? They have this kind of structure. They have hypha. Simply, this hypha is made up of hyphal wall, right? Hyphal wall, cell wall is made up of chitin, chitin cell wall, or we can say it hyphal wall as well, right? What happens? Here, the hypha is not completely septate. They have partial septa. They have partial septa, right? So between the septa, so this is not a complete septa. So what happens? Like nucleus cannot cross this septa. Nucleus cannot cross it. So between the two cells, they have a pore-like structure, right? So this is nucleus. They also have protoplasm like this one, like other hypha. They also have protoplasm. Protoplasm can grow or can exchange between these two cells, but exchange of nucleus or transfer of nucleus or nucleus cannot travel it. Look, so this is called septal pore, or this is called central pore. So they have a hole-like structure, they have a pore-like structure between two cells, and nucleus cannot cross this, but the exchange of protoplasm take between these two cells, or exchange of material can take place between two cells through the central pore, and this is called partial septate. Here the septa formation is not complete. This is partial septa. Is it clear, Samaira? Clear?
Clear, sir.
Yes, sir.
The nucleus can across them.
No, that's what I am saying. Nucleus cannot cross through central pore. Only the protoplasm can cross through the central pore. Only the exchange of material can take through this pore, but protoplasm cannot. Nucleus cannot
Nucleus
cross
cannot.
this,
Okay.
because the size of nucleus is larger than these pores. Is it clear? Now, what is the
Yes, sir.
question? You will see the question in medical examination, that what is Doley pore septum? Let me tell you what is Doley pore septum. Doley pore septum. Doley pore septum are a special type of partially septate hypha, right? And Doley pore septum are found only in a type of fungi. That class of fungi, Doley pore septum, especially found a class of fungi, and the class of that fungi is Basidiomycetes.
Sorry, sir. Can you say again what is Doley pore septum?
Doley pore septum. Let me tell you. I'll explain you what are the Doley pore septum. So the structure of Doley pore septum is quite different. The structure of Doley pore septum is that their central pore have some barrel-like structure. So it have this kind of structure, barrel-like structure. So they have barrel shape of structure. In Basidiomycetes, this barrel shape of structure is found, and this barrel shape of structure is called Doley pore septum. Did you got it?
Okay, sir.
Is it clear? And this is found in Doley pore. It is found in Basidiomycetes only. So this is the question: where the Doley pore septum is found? Doley pore septum is found in Basidiomycetes. This is the barrel shaped central pore. Barrel shaped pore. Please note it down.
Okay, sir.
Is that clear to both of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Now, what is the mode of nutrition in fungi?
What, sir?
What is mode of nutrition in fungi?
Saprophytic.
Very good. They are saprophytic. They are saprophytic. So note it down. The mode of nutrition
Sir,
in fungi.
just a minute. I want to write
Mode of nutrition.
Okay, sir.
Are you writing it?
Yes.
Okay,
The
note it
mode
down.
of nutrition.
Mode of nutrition in fungi is saprophytic. Saprophytic in general. Saprophytic in general. But some of them have parasitic.
Sir, sorry. The mode of nutrition in fungi is saprophytic,
But
but
some of them have parasitic mode of nutrition. Note it down. One more medical question. Fungi are the strongest decomposer of world. They are stronger decomposer than this one, bacteria as well. Bacteria is not strongest decomposer. Fungi is the strongest. Fungi is the strongest decomposer of world. Fungi is the strongest decomposer of world.
okay, sir.
Because they have capability. Because they have capability to decompose. Because they have capability to decompose. They have capability to decompose wood.
Wood.
They have
Wood.
capability wood.
Okay.
They have capability to decompose wood, which cannot be decomposed by any bacteria. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. Samara, clear to clear everything?
So now I want to
Yes, sir.
draw this figure. Wait.
Yes. Shakula. Want to note it down or you note it down?
Noted, sir.
Okay, note it down. Fine. Now let me discuss the second important.
Can you show the figure?
Do you want to draw that? Yeah, I want to show you some figure. Look, I want to show you some sexual spore and asexual spore. You have to take a screenshot of this one and you have to draw it. So first start with asexual spores, right? So first start with sexual spore. Look, this kind of sexual spores are found in fungi. So these are type of the sexual spores which are found in fungi. Types of sexual reproduction in fungi, right? So look, first one is that is called planogametic copulation. Next, second one is gametangial contact, sexual reproduction. Third type of sexual reproduction is gametangial copulation. Fourth kind of sexual reproduction is spermatogamy. And fifth kind of sexual reproduction is somatogamy. So 5 type of sexual reproductions are found in fungi, right? We'll discuss one by one. To start, note it down. Put the heading first. Planogametic copulation. Planogametic copulation. Look, in planogametic copulation, there are two type of gametes. So here it is isogamy, where both of the gamete, like male, this is symbol of male, and this is symbol of female. Male and female, both of the gamete are similar in shape and activity or physiology. So these are same type of. So this kind of planogametic copulation is called isogamy. Now you will see here the larger one is female gamete and the smaller one is male gamete. Look, one more important thing. Male will be more active and female will be less active. So this kind of where gametes are different, male or female gametes are different in physiology and morphology. This is called anisogamy. There is third type of planogametic copulation. So further, planogametic copulation divided in 3 categories. Isogamy, where gametes are same type, anisogamy, where male and female are different, and oogamy. In oogamy, the female gamete or egg is very large and non-motile. And here, the male gamete or sperm is smaller and motile. So this kind of reproduction is called oogamy. So planogametic copulation is of 3 types: isogamy, anisogamy, and oogamy. Is that clear?
In planogametic copulation, there is 3 types of reproduction. Means yes, sir?
3 type of planogametic copulation,
Okay,
where gamete fuses: iso, aniso, and oogamy.
Okay.
Please note it down.
Sir, just a minute.
In planogametic copulation, first, in planogametic copulation, and leave the space in your notebook and draw the diagram after class. Take the screenshot of this one, and after the class, your responsibility is to draw the diagram, right?
Yes.
In planogametic copulation, flagellated gamete fuses flagellated gamete fuses and makes flagellated gamete fuses and makes zygospore and makes zygospore.
Sir, sorry, I was writing the heading. Can you say again in planogametic copulation?
In planogametic copulation, flagellated gamete fuses to form zygospore. Fuses to form zygospore. Full stop. It may be isogamy, where both male and female gamete, where both
It may
male,
be.
it may be isogamy, it may be isogamy, where both male and female gamete, where both male and female gamete are morphologically and physiologically, where both gametes are morphologically and physiologically similar. Full stop. Keep on writing under the same heading. It may be anisogamous. It may be anisogamous, where female is larger and less active, where female is larger and less active, and male is smaller and more active. Full stop. Next point. It may be oogamous. It may be oogamous, where female is non-motile, where female is, it may be oogamous, where female is non-motile and very large.
So what's the meaning of non-motile?
Non-motile means this it cannot do the motion. It cannot move here and there. Look, it do not have flagella, so it cannot move. So this is non-motile.
Okay.
It may be oogamous, where female is non-motile and very large, whereas male is motile, and very small. Next, second heading, gametangial contact. So what happened in gametangial contact? Formation of male and female gamete takes place in similar hypha. So what happened in similar hypha? Male and female gamete born nearby. The male gamete is called antheridium and female gamete is called oogonium. What happened during sexual reproduction? This male gamete forms a tube-like structure, right? This tube-like structure is called copulation tube. This is called copulation tube. Copulation tube. So it punctures the female with a copulation tube and it releases its nucleus here. And by this way, sexual reproduction takes place. Note it down. In gametangial contact, male sex organ male sex organ is Antheridium and
Sir, wait.
male sex organ is Antheridium and female sex organ is Oogonium. Full stop. Antheridium penetrate through copulation tube. Antheridium penetrate through copulation tube.
Antheridium what?
Antheridium penetrate through
Penetrate.
penetrate. Yeah, this penetrate through. Antheridium penetrate through copulation tube and discharge the nucleus inside Oogonium. Third heading, gametangial copulation. What happened in gametangial copulation? Two parallel hypha. So suppose that this is one hypha and this is another hypha. So two hypha, they are different hypha. This is hypha number 1, this is hypha number 2. Two hypha come to closer and then this small outgrowth starts from this parallel hypha. After the starting of outgrowth, this kind of structure are formed. These are called gametangia. And after some time, the wall between these two gametangia, this wall, it dissolves and fusion of protoplasm and nucleus takes place. This is called gametangial copulation, right? And this gametangial copulation is also called conjugation. It is also called conjugation. So note down gametangial copulation. In gametangial copulation, formation of gametangia takes place.
So can you write gametangia?
In gametangial copulation, formation of gametangia, this one, formation of gametangia takes place in nearby hypha, full stop. Gametangia fuses directly. Gametangia fuses directly and form zygospore. Next, spermatogamy. So what happened in spermatogamy? The female structure or female body, this female structure is called this oogonium. So it have this narrow bottleneck like structure, and this is called trichogyne, right? And this is what? Oogonium. This is oogonium, right? So this structure is oogonium. It have the upper structure bottleneck like trichogyne, and the male reproductive structure is spermatium. It's very small comparatively, and this is non-motile, means it do not have any flagella. This spermatium comes, fuses with trichogyne, and then the nucleus fuses and they form a zygospore. So this kind of sexual reproduction is called spermatogamy, and this structure is called spermatium, right? So male structure is called spermatium. It's very small, and generally this kind of reproduction is found in those fungi which are aquatic, means they are these are the fungi which are found in water. So note it down, spermatogamy. In spermatogamy, in spermatogamy, the female sex organ have a receptive structure. Female sex organ have a receptive structure called trichogyne. Female sex organ have a receptive structure called trichogyne.
Sir, can you write receptive? Spelling.
Yes. Receptive. Have receptive structure called trichogyne. Full stop. The male gamete is very small and do not have flagella. Male gamete is very small and do not have flagella. Full stop. Spermatium fuses with trichogyne. Spermatium fuses with trichogyne. Spermatium fuses with trichogyne and makes zygospore. Full stop.
Sir, and next zygospore?
Zygospore. When these two gamete fuses, they make zygospore. We have written down.
Phoenix.
Fifth, somatogamy. So what happened in somatogamy? Suppose that there are two different hypha. This is one hypha, septate hypha. And there are one different hypha, this one. So this is different hypha. Here male female is not defined. So we call one hypha positive and one hypha negative. What happens? These both hypha fuses. When these both hypha fuses, then every cell have the fused part have two nucleus. So two nucleus means this is called dikaryotic stage. Di means two, karyon means nucleus. This is called dikaryotic cell. So when two hypha meets, they make dikaryotic cell. And this kind of hypha are called secondary hypha. The hypha which have single cell, they are called primary mycelium. The hypha which have two nucleus, they are secondary mycelium. Right. So in somatogamy, what happens? Formation of sex organ do not take place. No sex organ is formed. Directly these two hypha fuses and they make secondary hypha. Note it down.
Means, sir, here it's not known that which one is male, which one is female. Yeah?
Right. It's not that which one is male. We call one positive and second negative. Right. So this question have been asked that which of the following type of sexual reproduction do not form any sex organ? Somatogamy. Formation of sex organ do not take place. Spermatium, small and non-motile. Question have been asked in your medical examination from spermatium. You will get question from this dikaryotic hypha.
Okay, sir.
Next, somatogamy. In somatogamy, please underline it. In somatogamy, formation of sex organ. In somatogamy, formation of sex organ do not take place. In somatogamy, formation of sex organ do not take place. Full stop. Two hypha fuses directly. Two hypha fuses directly and makes a secondary hypha and makes a secondary hypha. Full stop. Every hypha, every cell of secondary hypha, every cell of secondary hypha have dikaryotic mycelium, a dikaryotic cell. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Now tell me, is it clear to you all these 5 kind of sexual reproduction which are found in fungi?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Did you take any screenshot? Should I remove it?
No, sir. Wait, I will take a screenshot.
Yeah,
I have
please
laptop.
take a screenshot, and after the class, please draw it. It's very important. Generally, whenever people study this fungi is very complex part. They study directly from NCERT, and NCERT it's not given over there. So this is not in NCERT. So it's written in short form, and definitely you get when you will check your question paper, your medical examination question paper, you will come to know that these all have been asked.
Sir,
Okay.
why like this means informations are not given in our NCRT books?
Actually, it has been given in very crisp way, so you won't be able to weed out those terms. It has been given along with, it has not been given separately, and diagrams are not over there. You know, NCERT is like it's a like very crisp kind of book.
Okay, sir.
Now the second one is asexual reproduction, or we can say asexual spores. So they also have different type of spores, and these are called asexual spores. So do you have a basic idea that what is the sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction? Samara and Circula.
Now I get the sexual reproduction.
You have idea about the sexual and asexual
Yes.
reproduction. Okay, both of you. Samara,
Yes, sir.
great. So look, now let's see the asexual spores. These are asexual spores. Number of asexual spores. You will get frequently question from Oidia in your medical examination. I have seen number of the question. Oidia, these binucleated spore, binucleated spore, binucleated spore. All these spore have 2 nucleus. You will see the question from sporangiospore, ascospore, basidiospore. All these has been, even chlamydospore. All these spore have been asked in your medical examination. You will see frequently these spores have been asked in your medical examination. So these are types of fungal spores, means type of asexual spores. Asexual
Sir,
spores.
sexual reproduction is they have
Sorry.
more types of it.
Those were sexual spore, and these are asexual spores.
Yes.
Okay. Look. Now zoospores. They always have, either they have 2 flagella or they have 1 flagella. Flagella may be anterior, posterior, but they all have flagella. Means they will be basically found in aquatic fungi. Note it down. First,
Suggest a minute.
zoospore. Note it down. Zoospore. They are naked. They are naked. Means they do not have cell wall. They are naked, comma, have.
Sir, wait. Zoospores, they are naked.
They are naked, comma, they have 1 to 2 flagella. 1 to 2 flagella, comma. They are mainly found in aquatic fungi. They are mainly found in aquatic fungi.
Aquatic fungi.
Aquatic fungi means those fungi which are found in water.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Next, second, sporangiospore. Like bread mold, they are found. So what happens in a sporangiospore? This one, for this second one. So suppose that this is mycelium. So when maturity will come, what will happen? Mycelium will grow vertically like this one. After some time, it will have a ball-like structure, like club-like structure. After some time, this club-like structure into divided into two parts, and inside this club-like structure, there will be some small spore. And what will happen at the after maturity? This spore, this sporangia, this structure is called sporangia. Sporangia. At the favorable condition, sporangia will rupture and spore will come out from here. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Note it down.
So, but here I cannot see any male part or female part.
No. Male and female part you will get in sexual reproduction. You know, a sexual reproduction takes place from single parent.
Single parent, yeah?
So male female is not possible over there, na?
Yes, yes.
Right? So
Yes, yes.
in asexual reproduction, there will be only one parent, either male or female. And formation of a spore from will be taken directly from single one body.
Okay.
And in sexual reproduction, there always will be two parents. Both male and female will be. And both male and female will produce their gamete. Gamete will fuse, then zygote will be formed. This
Yes,
is called
yes.
sexual reproduction actually.
This is called sexual.
Clear?
Sir, sexual means that they give their birth, and asexual means that they lay their eggs, not giving birth.
Asexual reproduction means they do not produce gamete.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
sexual
this I
reproduction,
know, yeah.
sexual
do not-
reproduction, they produce gamete.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Right? Okay. So note it down, sporangiospore. They are non-flagellated. They are non-flagellated, comma, develop inside sporangia. Develop inside sporangia. Full stop. They spread with air. They spread with air. Right? So in bread mold, you will see this kind of spores.
Okay.
Next, chlamydospore. So what happened during unfavorable condition? Suppose that this is mycelia. So there is a scarcity of food, scarcity of water, and the temperature is high. So fungi is about to die. So before death, what will happen? A thick wall in certain point in mycelia or certain point mycelia, the accumulation of protoplast will take place, and this protoplast will develop thick wall around it. The rest of the mycelia will die, but it will survive during tough situation. When favorable condition will come, these spore will germinate again and they makes again new mycelia. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So note it down. Chlamydospore are thick-walled spore. Chlamydospores are thick-walled spore. You have to always remember which is thick wall and which is thin wall. It is important for medical examination. They will ask you which of the following is thick-walled spore. Then you have to tick the, yeah, this is chlamydospore is thick-walled. They are thick-walled spore formed during unfavorable condition.
Formed or found?
Formed Formed means produced. Formed during unfavorable condition. Full stop. Protoplasm round off. Protoplasm round off and secrete thick wall. Protoplasm round off
and
secrete round off. Protoplasm round off and secrete thick wall around them.
secrete
Yeah, secrete cell wall, thick cell wall, secrete thick cell wall around them. That's how chlamydospores, that's how chlamydospores are formed. That's how chlamydospores are formed. Right?
yes.
Okay. Next, oidea. Oidea. Oidea are found in actually aquatic condition. They are also. So zoospore, aquatic, this one, aquatic spore. Oidea, they are aquatic spore. Oidea is thin walled. And the question which was asked in your medical examination, the question was with this: what are the conditions when oidea is formed? Actually, oidea will be formed when there will be excess water, sugar, and salt in water, salt in a water body. Then only oidea will be formed. Note it down. Oidea are thin-walled spore. Thin-walled spore. Full stop. They are formed under the condition of, they are formed under the condition of excess water, sugar, excess water, sugar, and
Which access
they are formed under condition
under condition of
excess water, sugar, and certain salt. And certain salt. Full stop. Oidea are simply individual cell. Oidea are simply individual cell which are separated from hypha, which are separated from hypha. Next, conidia. Now what are the conidia? Third, fourth, fifth. What are conidia? Conidia are, look, they are found on a certain branches, and these are called conidiophores. So you know what happens? Like, you must have listened the name of penicillin. Did you know it? Have you listened about penicillin, Samaira?
yes, sir, I have listened, but I don't remember exactly what's it.
Okay, great. Penicillin, Samaira, have you listened about penicillin?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so penicillin was first antibiotic, and it has been extracted from a fungus, and the name of the fungus was Penicillium. Actually, Penicillium is fungus, this kind of the fungus. So it have hypha. During asexual reproduction, what happened? Again, a vertical branch come out of this hypha. And after that, a ball-like structure or a club-shaped structure is formed. And again, for asexual reproduction on this, so this club-like structure, this is called conidiophore. This conidiophore. Phore means which bear conidia, the branch which bear conidia, that is called conidiophore. Phore, conidiophore. Now what happens on this conidiophore? Formation of spores take place externally. Sorry. Formation of spore takes place externally. So these spores are produced outside of body. So these are called exogenous spore. They are called exogenous. And endogenous, which are produced inside, and exogenous, which are produced outside of body. So these are exogenous produced, and this kind of spores are called conidia. Clear? Note it down. Conidia are non-motile exogenous spore. Conidia are non-motile exogenous spore. Full stop.
Non-motile and heterogeneous.
Exogenous. This one I have told you. This one. I told you, no? Exogenous. Conidia are non-motile exogenous spore. Full stop. They are produced on a special branches. They are produced on special branches called conidiophore.
Sir, they are produced on a special branches called
conidiophore.
conidiophore. Okay.
This one, conidiophore. Clear? Next is ascospore. So generally they ask a question which is frequently asked question in your medical examination. This complete spore is called ascus. This complete body is called ascus. So they ask what are the number of ascospore inside ascus. So inside this sac-like structure, this covering-like structure is called ascus. Inside ascus, either they will be 4 or there will be 8 in number. And the maximum chances are there will be 8 ascospores. Always there will be 8 ascospores. Rarely there will be 4 ascospores. So this is the frequently asked question. Number of ascospores inside ascus. Note it down. Ascospore are haploid spore produced inside
Sir, sorry, ascospores first points are produced inside.
Ascospores are haploid spores produced inside a sac-like structure called ascus. Full stop. Please do underline it. Ascus often contain 8 ascospore. Sometimes
Sir, ascus often contain
8 ascospore. Sometimes they may be 4. Sometimes they may be 4 in number. Next, look. Basidiospore. So what happened? Similarly, in Basidiospore, there is a hypha. On a hypha, this crown-like structure will be formed. This is called basidium. And above the crown-like structure, these basidiospores will be produced, and they will always be 4 in number. So this is called basidiospores are formed on basidium. Note down. They are non-motile exospore. They are non-motile exospore. Full stop. They have club-shaped structure. They have club-shaped structure. Club-shaped structure. Full stop. On the top of basidium, four basidiospore
On the top of basidium, basidiospores are there, yeah?
four basidiospores. On the top of basidium, four basidiospores are produced. Next is binucleated spores. So binucleated spore, these are 3 types: acidio, urido, and tellurospore. All these spores are exogenous and they have 2 nucleus, right? So note it down. Put the heading 5th, 6th, 7th, and this is 8th one. So put the heading 8th one, binucleated spore.
Yes, binucleated spore.
These spores are produced from few minutes before. We have studied binucleated hypha, dikaryotic hypha. Did you remember it? Dikaryotic hypha in sexual reproduction. 2 primary hypha fuses and makes dikaryotic hypha.
Yes,
These
sir.
spores are produced on dikaryotic hypha, right?
Yes. This is the for the last point of sexual reproduction.
Exactly. So these spores
are produced
by dikaryotic mycelium. Let's stop.
Second, mycelia.
Mycelium or hypha. Dikaryotic.
Okay, dikaryotic hypha.
Dikaryotic hypha. That's why every spore have 2 nucleus. Example: acidiospore, uridospore, tellurospore. Tell me, is it clear to both of you?
Yes, sir. Very clear.
Samira, crystal clear?
Yes, sir, it's clear.
Great. Take the screenshot of this one and you have to draw it.
So just
the complete sexual and asexual spore, these are the most frequently asked part of fungi, or we can say, if you ask me, sir, what is the most important part of fungi for our medical examination, then definitely I'll ask in one go that these are the types of spore, sexual, asexual both, which are the most important part of fungi. And we have discussed the most important part of fungi, right? Now we are going to start the fungi classification, whatever like Basidio, Fico, Esco, Deutero, which has been mentioned in your NCERT aspect, right? Okay. So I'm going to remove it, this diagram. Now what
we finished fungi. Yeah, now we'll go to the next kingdom.
Now we will study fungi is the 3rd kingdom.
Yes, now we'll go to the next kingdom, 4th kingdom.
No. We'll study fungi yet not completed. They are just, we have completed general characteristic.
Okay.
Now the classification of fungi. Look, kingdom Mycota means kingdom fungi. Previously we used to call it kingdom Mycota, right? So kingdom Mycota means kingdom fungi. So we have divided fungi in two groups. First, those group which do not have sexual reproduction. This one. So sexual reproduction is not identified. Means these are the fungi where you will not see any sexual reproduction. And we have kept them in a special group, and this group is called Deuteromycetes. So first one is Deuteromycetes, right? So these are also known as fungi imperfecti because they do not have sexual reproduction. Now second group is for those where sexual and asexual both reproduction are found, right? So we have again divided in two categories: primitive fungi and advanced fungi. Primitive fungi, those born before, developed before, or evolved before, and advanced fungi which evolved later on. So primitive fungi is called Oomycota and advanced fungi called Eumycota. So again, Oomycota has been divided in two groups. Phycomycetes. So second class of fungi is Phycomycetes. These are also known as algal fungi. Third class is Zygomycetes. These are called conjugation fungi. Fourth class is called Ascomycetes. These are called sac fungi. Fifth class is called Basidiomycetes. These are called club fungi, right? So these are the 5 classes of fungi. Look, in your NCERT, there are Phycomycetes, Ascomycetes, Basidiomycetes, and Deuteromycetes. Zygomycetes is missing in NCERT. So actually, there are 5 classes of fungi. In NCERT, there are only 4 classes. But actually, there are 4. So you have to retain this kind of classification system. Take this screenshot. Is it clear?
You will remove the screen?
Sorry?
You will remove the screen?
Yeah, I'll remove the screen when you'll take a screenshot. Then we will start from this Phycomycetes. This one. Note it down.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So now your first heading is now class. So fungi is kingdom, and the first class is, so that is Phycomycetes or lower fungi. Or Phycomycetes, just a minute. Just a minute. Phycomycetes. Look, do one thing. Oomycetes and then Zygomycetes, Ascomycetes, Basidiomycetes. So look, this Phycomycetes is also called Oomycetes. Now take this screenshot. Phycomycetes, it is also called, just Oomycetes. So first class is Oomycetes or Phycomycetes. We'll start from here. Now take this screenshot. Phycomycetes or Oomycetes. Okay, so let's start. So first class is, that is Phycomycetes or Oomycetes. Note it down. They have aseptate mycelium. They have aseptate mycelium. That is, so what is the condition? Aseptate means that is cenocytic. Remember, cenocytic condition.
Yes, sir.
Aseptate means unicellular multinucleate means cenocytic condition. Look, so they have aseptate mycelium, that is cenocytic condition. Next point. Cell wall is made up of chitin. Cell wall is made up of chitin. Next point. Asexual reproduction takes place. Asexual reproduction takes place through sporangia.
Zoospores.
Sporangia formation.
Asexual reproduction takes place in zoospores, yeah?
No. Sporangia, sporangiospore.
Okay.
Asexual reproduction takes place through sporangia, but in aquatic condition, zoospores are produced. So mainly sporangia, but some of the member are aquatic. There zoospores will be formed.
And they
Right.
have also, they can be also in motile or non-motile, yeah?
Right. So those which are terrestrial means those which are found on land, they will produce sporangia, non-motile, and those which are found in those member which are found in water, they will have zoospores. They are motile. Next. Gametes are generally, this is very important. Make this star. Gametes are usually non-flagellated. Gametes are usually non-flagellated. Next point. Sexual reproduction takes place through gametangial contact. Sexual reproduction takes place through gametangial contact. Clear? Now, what are the example of phycomycetes or oomycetes? This is the most important question. So, their member are, for example, so first member is Phytophthora infeston. You have to remember all those examples which I am telling you, right? I will tell you only important one, right? So they have, their member is Phytophthora infeston. Phytophthora infeston. Phytophthora infeston is a fungus. This fungus causes a disease in potato, and this disease is called late blight. Late blight disease of potato. And by this disease, it destroys potato tubers. In 1885, this fungus destroyed all the potato crops of Ireland and responsible for Irish famine. Great Irish famine. This fungus is responsible for Great Irish famine. This question have been asked the top medical examination in AIIMS and then again in NEET examination. That the question was, which fungus is responsible for Great Irish famine? They can also ask that the fungus responsible for Great Irish famine belongs to which class? Ascobasidio, Fico. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Now let me show you what is this Phytophthora infestan fungus and what is late blight disease actually. I'll show you. Late blight disease. Phytophthora infestan. This is just for sake of making understanding. You need not to, if you want, you can take a screenshot, but it is not required. This is as your choice. If you want, you can take. So what happens? The tuber gets destroyed and fungus make the leaves like this one, blackish type. And what happens? The fungus like infected seedling. So this is infected tuber. It look like that, this one, right? And fungus make the mycelium between the leaves, between the cells of leaves, right? And it makes zoospore. And due to water, so it is spread with the help of water. As you put the water in this plant and you give water to these potato crop, what happens? The zoospores start traveling from here and there, and they infect the rest of the crop plants as well. Like, clear? Phytophthora infestan clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next is the example is, so first example of Phycoomycetes is Phytophthora infestan. Now the second example is Albigo candida. So there is one more member of this family, this class, Albigo candida.
It's the parasitic fungi on mustard, yeah?
This is, sorry?
The parasitic fungi on mustard.
Right, both are parasitic. Yeah, good. Both are the parasitic. So Albigo candida, they are responsible for a disease, and the name of disease, white rust of crucifer. The name of disease is white rust of crucifer. Clear? Both of the disease are clear. Actually, they crucifer means, for example, crucifer plant, mustard plant. Mustard belongs to cruciferae family, and there is one more like this one. What to say? Mustard and radish. Radish belong to this family. So all this belongs to this family. Okay. Now, is it clear? Is that clear? Phycomycetes clear to both of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Great. Now the second class is Zygomycetes. Zygomycetes. Now Zygomycetes, these Zygomycetes are called, so look, we call them oomycetes because sexual reproduction takes place through which process? Oogamy. In gametangial contact, female is very large and male is smaller. So that's why this is called oomycetes. Clear?
Clear.
Now Zygomycetes. This Zygomycetes is also called conjugation.
Zygomycetes is missing in the book, yeah?
Yeah, it's missing in your NCERT book actually. This is called conjugation fungi.
conjugation.
Because they perform reproduction through conjugation. So please start noting now. First point. They are terrestrial fungi. They are terrestrial fungi, mostly saprophytic, rarely parasitic. They are terrestrial fungi, mostly saprophytic, rarely parasitic. Full stop. They have cenocytic mycelium, means that is aseptate mycelium, aseptate multinucleate. They have cenocytic mycelium, that is aseptate multinucleate. Next one. Hyphal wall is made up of chitin. Hyphal wall is made up of chitin. Next point. Motile cell like zoospore, motile cell are absent from these fungi. Motile cell are absent from these fungi. Next point. Asexual reproduction takes place through sporangiosperm, means non-motile. Sporangiosperm. Asexual reproduction takes place through sporangiosperm. Next point. Sexual reproduction takes place through gametangial copulation or conjugation. Sexual reproduction takes place through gametangial copulation or conjugation. That's why it is also called conjugation fungi. That's why it is also called conjugation fungi. Next point. Example. So what are the example of Zygomystes? Example. So first example is that is Rhizopus. And the second example is Mucor. Both are very famous fungus. Mucor. Rhizopus is called mainly black bread mold. Black bread mold. You generally see this fungi when you see a bread has been like left someplace for 2 or 3 days. You'll see these bread mold, right? black color bread mold. And mucor is, this is called actually dung mold. Mucor is called Caprophilus fungi. What is Caprophilus? Mucor is Caprophilus fungi. Do you have any idea? Caprophilus? Samira, any idea?
No, sir.
Caprophilus are those which grow on dung. So any plant or fungi which grow on dung is called Caprophilus. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So these are the two examples of these two fungi, right? Rhizopus, and the next fungi which we will study, that will be Ascomycetes. And before ending, I want to show you also the structure of Mucor and Rhizopus. You have to draw that as well. Let me show you Rhizopus structure. Both Rhizopus and Mucus look like this one. So this is the structure of Rhizopus. Still, wait. Look, this is the actually structure of Rhizopus. So Rhizopus, it take nutrition from these structure. These are called rhizoids. Let me make you more clear. RHIZOIDS, rhizoids. These are the hypha, and these are sporangium, right? And these are spores, sporangiospores, they spread, and these are the mycelium. So this is the structure of your bread mold or Rhizopus. Clear? So next class we'll study what? Ascomycetes.
Ascomycetes.
Put the heading of Ascomycetes. And let me make you aware with Ascomycetes. What are the Ascomycetes fungi? Just a minute, give me 1 second. Eziza, or I'll show you Ascomycetes fungi. Ascomycetes. Look, Ascomycetes fungi look like this one. Give me 1 second. Let me make you more clear what are the Ascomycetes fungi. And in next class we'll discuss what are the ascus, what are the ascospore. Ascospore we have discussed.
Even we discussed ascus also.
Yeah, we have discussed ascospore.